Hey guys, right here I have a 2014 BMW 328i M Sport. And today I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features inside and out. So here is the key fob. Let's go ahead and start it up first. As you can see, the side mirrors are currently folded out. Upon locking the car and pressing and hold on the lock button, the side mirrors will automatically fold in, and upon unlocking, the side mirrors will automatically fold out again. Also, if you press and hold on the unlock button, you're able to roll down all four windows simultaneously, and to roll all of them back up together, just press and hold on the lock button. In conjunction with that keyless entry, you do have keyless start as well. Just make sure the key fob is inside the car. Put your foot on the brake and press the start button to the left of the steering wheel. This 328i M Sport has traveled 5,098 kilometers so far. The F33 series comes with an electric rack and pinion power steering system. The 328i M Sport gets an M Sport specific Napa leather wrapped steering wheel with thick sport grips at the 10 and 2 o'clock positions and the M badging at the base of the bottom spoke. An 8-speed sports automatic is the only transmission option for the 328i M Sport in Malaysia. To shift into drive, put your foot on the brake, hit the unlock button to the right of the gear lever and pull the lever all the way down. Clicking the lever over to the left while in drive activates Sport mode, and tipping the lever up or down while in this position activates the Steptronic manual shifting. Another way of shifting manually is via the pedal shifters on the back of the top two steering wheel spokes. The left pedal downshifts while the right pedal upshifts. For reverse, click the lever back into drive, hit the unlock button again, and push the lever all the way up. Shifting into reverse dips the passenger side mirror down to curb view, and it also activates the standard front and rear parking sensors and its diagram that shows up on the 8.8-inch iDrive display. For neutral, if in reverse, pull down once, and if in drive, push up once. For park, simply hit the P button right on top of the gear lever. The row of buttons to the right of the center console perform a number of different functions. The bottommost button enables the parking sensors and its diagram to be turned on or off manually, and the button right at the top, if pressed once, activates the vehicle's traction control, and if pressed for a longer period of time, the vehicle's stability control will be deactivated. The switch in between these two buttons is for the driving experience control driving modes. In the 328i M Sport, there are 4 modes to choose from: Eco Pro, which gears the car towards better fuel efficiency; Comfort, which is the default setting; Sport, which provides a more dynamic drive; and Sport Plus, which turns off most of the driving aids and provides drivers with the most engaging drive. Standard safety equipment in the 328i M Sport includes 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, an immobilizer, dynamic braking lights, dynamic stability control, dynamic traction control, automatic stability control, cornering brake control, tire pressure monitoring system, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the rear seats. Now, let's turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. The bonnet opening mechanism is a new setup for BMW. Pull the lever once to pop the bonnet open, and pull it a second time to release the catch holding the bonnet to the body of the car. The Malaysian spec 328i M Sport variant comes with 18-inch M Star Spoke Style 400M light alloy rims. The rims on this particular car are wrapped in Pirelli Cinturato P7 run flat tyres. The tyres measure 225/45 R18 in front and 255/40 R18 at the back. Ventilated disc brakes are present at all 4 corners, and the suspension consists of McPherson struts in front and a multi-link setup out back. Exclusive to this variant is an adaptive M Sport suspension with variable damper control that is adjustable via the driving experience control switch. Since 1975, there has been 6 generations of BMW's 3 Series compact executive car. Over the years, many different body styles have been produced, including a 2-door saloon, a 4-door saloon, a 5-door touring estate, a 3-door compact hatchback, a coupe, a convertible, and most recently, a 5-door Gran Turismo or GT hatchback. The newest Generation 3 Series saloon bears the F30 codename, while the touring, the GT, and the long wheelbase saloon body styles get the F31, the F34, and the F35 codenames respectively. The coupe and the convertible body styles of the current 3 Series are now known as the 4 Series, in line with BMW's new naming strategy of odd numbers for hatchbacks, saloons and estates, and even numbers for coupes, convertibles, grand coupes, active tourers, and grand tourers. Under the bonnet of the 328i is BMW's N20, B20, 2-litre, dual overhead cams, 16 valves, turbocharged inline-4 engine with double Vanos variable valve timing, Valvetronic variable valve lift, direct injection, and twin-scroll turbocharging. This engine produces 241 horsepower between 5000 and 6500 RPM and 350 Nm of torque between 1250 and 4800 RPM. 0 to 100 takes 5.9 seconds, while the top speed is 250 km per hour. With a 60-litre petrol tank, combined fuel consumption is 6.3 litres per 100 km and 147 grams of carbon dioxide is produced per kilometre. The 328i M Sport is rear-wheel drive. The first time Malaysia saw the F30 3 Series was slightly over 3 years ago when it was launched in March 2012. At launch, only fully imported, completely built-up CBU cars were available. These cars were available with either the 320D, the 328i Luxury line, the 328i Sport line, the 335i Luxury line, or the 335i Sport line variants. June 2012 saw local production of the F30 begin with the 320D Modern line, the 320D Sport line, the 328i Luxury line, and the 328i Sport line made available. In September 2012, both the 320i Luxury line and the 320i Sport line made its debut. The Active Hybrid 3 debuted in October 2012, and 8 months later, the M Sport variants of both the 320D and the 328i went on sale, replacing the Sport line variants of both models. A month later, in July 2013, a new base model, the 316i, was launched. The F80 M3 went on sale last June. The latest addition to the Malaysian F30 lineup arrived last November in the form of the 320i Sport Edition, which sits above the 320i Sport line. Exterior features of the 328i M Sport includes automatic auto-leveling by xenon projector headlights, automatic wipers, front and rear fog lights, front and rear parking sensors, LED daytime running lights, LED indicators on the side mirrors, LED rear lights, LED rear number plate lights, BMW individual high-gloss shadow line trim, body-colored door handles and side mirrors, kidney grille with chrome surrounds and the slats in high-gloss black, dual chrome exhaust pipes, and M aerodynamics package. The 328i in Malaysia does get a dual-zone automatic climate control system as standard. All of your controls are located right here. It is quite simple to use. You do have your fan speed in the middle, different modes for each side, front and rear defrost, automatic, recirculation, air conditioning, maximum air conditioning, driver's side temperature, and your passenger side temperature. In terms of in-car entertainment, the 328i M Sport comes with the Navigation System Professional with various media connectivity options, an 8.8-inch high-definition color display, navigation, and a hi-fi loudspeaker system with 9 speakers producing 205 watts of power. I must say, the sound system that this 328i receives does sound quite good. The screen right above is actually controlled using your set of controls right down the center, with your media, radio, menu, telephone and navigation shortcut buttons, as well as your back and option buttons. You also do have this revised iDrive touch knob that now features a touchpad right above, but the knob still goes up, down, left, right, scrolls to the left, scrolls to the right, and clicks down for enter. For now, let's start with the menu that's right on top, and that is Multimedia. Click the knob down to select Multimedia, and we are brought to your main USB screen with your album art to the left, if present, and to the right you do have your song information such as your artist, album, title, and song duration. To the far left, you do have your USB options, your currently playing playlist, search, look at your various playlists, but since I do not have any playlists on this USB at the moment, so it just says no entries. Your more media options such as audiobooks, podcasts, and video, and go back a song or go forward a song. If we click the knob to the left, Brings us to your list of external devices. You do have USB, auxiliary, CD, Bluetooth audio streaming and all that. To access your CD DVD menu, it is the first one right above. You also do have a music collection. Basically what this means is that the hard drive that's on this car, apart from your navigation, there is also a small little partition on that hard drive that allows you to import music and store music on that hard drive. External devices again, and sound. You do have your bass, treble, balance and fader, as well as volume settings right here. And once we are back to your main multimedia menu, clicking the knob to the left once more brings us back to your main menu. Next up, we do have radio, and in radio you can access your FM AM menus, look at your list of available radio stations in the area, and all that. Next up, we do have your Bluetooth telephone menu, where you can look at your phone book, redial a number, look at your received calls, dial a number, as well as access your Bluetooth devices. Next up, we do have navigation. We have your points of interest search menu right here. Clicking the knob to the left once, you're brought to your main navigation menu where you can input your destination, look at your address book, look through your previous destinations, points of interest, go to your map. This is your main map screen. Right now, if you just twist the knob to the left or the right, you can actually zoom in and out. If you use the touchpad right above, when you input an address, you can spell out the address via the touchpad. Clicking the knob to the left once brings us to your list of map options with your guidance, spoken instructions, route criteria, favorites, points of interest, interactive map. Now when you're in interactive map, in the old iDrive system, you actually had to use the knob to go up, down, left, right. Well, in this one, you can still use the knob to go up, down, left and right, but there is another way to go scroll through your interactive map. Just use the touchpad. Quite simple. Click the knob down to exit your interactive map or bring up your list of options. Your different map views and your zoom and all that. If this bottom part is highlighted, clicking the knob down will turn off the display right above. And that's about it. Now, if you use the knob to, if you click the knob left, you can use it to go back to your main menu. But if you do not want to use the knob, you can always hit the menu shortcut button straight away. Next up, we do have Office, where you can store your contacts and notes and all that. BMW Connected Drive with your mobile care number, hotline, access the internet and all that. You can also have some BMW apps through this menu. Vehicle information. Now what's neat about this system is that in addition to the owner's manual in the form of a book that BMW will supply you when you buy the car, you can also perform a search via the display right here. There are 3 ways that you can perform this search. Quick reference via the different mostly used parts in the car. Picture search via the different parts of the car. And there's also a digital owner's handbook on this system. So this is where your touchpad comes into handy again. Instead of scrolling to the desired letter to spell out that particular search option, you can always just You do have your onboard computer right here with your range. If you do have your navigation active, it will tell you your distance to destination and estimated time of arrival. You also do have your average consumption and average speed right here. Your trip computer, vehicle status, with your tire pressure monitoring system, your oil level, check control, and your service indicators. You do have your sport displays right here as well. And lastly, right on top, you do have your efficient dynamics monitor. With your consumption history, efficient dynamics information, Eco Pro tips, and your driving style analysis, where, as it says, it is only available in Eco Pro mode. And lastly, we do have settings. In settings, you can set the display brightness, time, date, language, units, your touchpad input, connections. You can access your sound system settings as well, and your various other vehicle settings. And that is about it for all the menus on this system. One last thing before we go on to the rest of the car. So for example, when your external devices, your main USB menu, if you click the knob to the left, you go back to your list of external devices, click it back once more, brings us to your main multimedia menu, click it back once more, and you go back to your main menu. But if you click it forward, you can have the option of having 2 screens together under split screen. So you can have your media information on one side and your driving data on the other, or you can have your navigation on one side, media on the other, and all that. You can turn off the split screen. But in this options menu, you can also switch off the display, your different USB options and all that. Alright, so down below here you do have your 8 shortcut buttons, your CD player down below, it is MP3 compatible, eject, your seat track buttons, and to the left of the volume and power knob you do have your different mode selection buttons as well as your FM AM. You do have your central locking right below the hazard light switch. This car does have power folding mirrors. On the steering wheel, the left spoke houses your cruise control and the right spoke houses your audio controls. You do have your volume, your on-hook off-hook button for the Bluetooth telephone system, selecting your different sources, as well as going through your different tracks or radio stations via this wheel right here. You also do have your voice control. Help!
To hear the voice commands in the table displayed, say voice commands. To obtain general information on voice inputs, say help with voice input. To hear important short commands with examples, say help with examples.
Cancel. So if you do not know what to say via voice control, you can always ask for help and the system will walk you through all your different commands. On the left stalk, you do have your indicator controls. And if you locate the button at the end of the indicator stalk, you can scroll through your different multi-information displays in the instrument cluster. Right now, you do have your range, average fuel consumption, instant fuel consumption, average speed, date, turning the display off, and back to your range. Within that display, you also do have your outside temperature, time, mileage, and trip meter. On the right stalk, you do have your wiper controls. The steering wheel in this car is tilt and telescopic. You adjust it using this lever right here. And this button right above the start button is actually the button to activate or deactivate your auto start-stop system, whereby if activated, the engine will momentarily shut off when you arrive at a stop such as a traffic light or a traffic jam to save that extra bit of petrol or diesel depending on what the car is running on. You do have your cup holders right here, as well as some storage with a cigarette lighter or power outlet depending on what you use it for. You do have a center armrest with storage down below. You also do have your USB and auxiliary ports right in here. Auto dimming, rear view mirror. And you do have your interior lights right above. There is a sun visor with vanity mirror and light for this side. And a grip handle right above. Alright. So I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now. And continue with the rest of the tour. You do have your window control, storage, and speaker on the door panel. I have adjusted the driver's seat to a position that I would be comfortable in, and I do have a bit of room to stretch out my legs underneath the driver's seat. And speaking of legroom and headroom, I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. I do have this much legroom and about this much headroom, which is actually not too bad. You do get storage pockets on the front seat backs, rear aircon vents, power outlet down below. You do have a rear center armrest with cup holders. Your rear lighting controls right above. You do have grip handles with hooks for both sides. There are 3 ways to open up the boot. There is the button inside the cabin that I showed you earlier on, there is a touchpad right beneath the BMW badge on the boot lid itself, and there is the button on the key fob. Boot space in the F33 series is 480 litres with the rear seat backs in place. Speaking of rear seat backs, the ones in Malaysian spec F30s are fixed, so there is no way to expand boot space if longer items need to be carried. There is a storage net to the left of the boot, and to the right, there is a storage strap as well as a first aid kit. The vehicle's toolkit is located under the cover just next to the first aid kit. Underneath the boot floor, you can find a bit of storage. You do have adjustable headrests front and rear. The front passenger seat does get full powered adjustments as well. It just loses out on the memory settings that you can find on the driver's side. which means all of your controls are located right down there, including your power side bolster support. And you do have your manual tie support as well. And door sills for this side too. Lockable glove box. It is of a nice size. And the sun visor on this side does have a vanity mirror and light as well. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2014 BMW 328i M Sport. Thanks for watching and goodbye.